Let's be real. Most of you won't even finish this video. You'll listen for 10 seconds, get uncomfortable, and scroll back to something easier, something that makes you feel motivated instead of actually doing something. And that's the problem. You don't fail because you're not capable. You fail because you never try. I've done that too. I've watched opportunities pass because I was scared to look stupid, scared to fall short, scared to fail. And maybe you've done the same. The crazy part? The people we admire the most, they've failed more times than we've even started. So ask yourself, what's really scarier? Falling flat or living with the weight of wondering what you could have been? But here's the truth. Failure isn't what breaks you. It's that quiet voice in your head saying, don't risk it. You'll embarrass yourself. You're not ready yet. That voice feels like protection, but it's really a cage. It tricks you into believing you're being smart, when really, you're just standing still, watching your potential fade in slow motion. But what if that voice could be tamed? Because your mind can be your greatest weapon or your worst enemy. And right now, it's the one holding you hostage. Once you learn how to take back control, fear doesn't vanish. It listens. And that's exactly what I'm about to show you. 5 powerful steps to beat your mind before it beats you. Acceptance. Accept that you can't beat your mind, because if you try to fight it, it will always find a way to overpower you. No matter how strong you get, mentally or physically, the moment you stumble, your fears and insecurities will come rushing back. That's the truth nobody wants to hear. You can't outmuscle your thoughts. You can only learn to understand them. Acceptance isn't weakness. It's the first move in taking your power back. Worst scenario. We love to overthink the worst case scenario, as if our whole world will collapse if we fail. But the truth? The worst is almost never that bad. You stop yourself from starting that business because you might lose money. But what if that failure teaches you exactly how to succeed next time? You stay silent about your feelings because you're scared of rejection. But what if that no frees you from chasing the wrong person and makes space for someone who's truly meant for you? The mind always paints the fall as the ending, but in reality, it's just the start of a better direction. Because sometimes, the worst thing that could happen is actually the best thing that could happen for you. Patience. Aristotle once said, patience is the companion of wisdom. But when you're scared you're running out of time, patience feels impossible, right? You start thinking, what if I'm wasting my life? What if this never works out? But here's the truth. Anything real takes time. You can't build your dream physique in a week. You can't master your craft in a month. Even the people you admire, they were unseen for years before anyone clapped for them. Patience isn't about sitting still. It's about trusting that your effort isn't going unnoticed, because fear makes you rush. It tells you if it's not happening fast, it's not happening at all. But patience reminds you, slow progress is still progress. Sometimes the wait isn't proof you're failing. It's proof you're growing into the person who can handle what you're asking for. Expectation, the silent killer of peace. You ever feel like no matter how hard you try, it's never enough? You're chasing this invisible finish line, the dream job, the perfect body, the ideal life, and every time you get close, the bar moves higher. We build pictures in our heads of how life should look, how fast success should come, how perfect we should be. And when reality doesn't match that fantasy, we don't adjust the picture. We blame ourselves. But here's the truth. It's not failure that breaks you. It's expectation. You expect your first try to work. You expect results in weeks that take years. You expect to feel confident while you're still learning. That's why so many people quit. Not because they couldn't make it, but because they thought they'd already be there. Drop the timeline, drop the pressure. You're not behind, you're just in progress. Because expectation will always tell you you're late. But growth, real growth, isn't on a schedule. Discipline. And when expectation tries to pull you off track, that's where discipline steps in. Plato once said, the first and best victory is to conquer self, because motivation fades, patience gets tested. But discipline is what keeps you steady when everything else falls apart. It's not about feeling ready, it's about showing up anyway. Most people wait for the right moment, but discipline creates it. It's not loud or glamorous. It's built in silence, in the workouts no one watches, the late nights no one praises, the choices no one claps for. Every time you follow through, you prove to yourself that you can be trusted. And that self-trust, that's real power. Because in the end, It's not about conquering the world. It's about conquering yourself. I know how it goes. Most of you will just watch this for a little dopamine rush, a few minutes of motivation, and then scroll to the next thing. But I also know there's someone out there who actually listened. Someone who's going to take these steps and genuinely try to change something. And to that person, you are the reason I made this video. Because if even one person watches this and it helps them see their fear differently, helps them take that first step, then my purpose is already fulfilled. This video ends now, but your work starts here. I want you to save this video because when you start applying these steps, things will change. Slowly, but they will. And if they don't, if you try and it still feels like nothing's working, the comment section is open. Ask your questions. I'll be there. We'll figure it out together. But if these steps do work for you, then save this video again, because the next time you feel low, you'll need to remind yourself how far you've come, because that's how you win. Not by never falling, by always coming back stronger.